Show up in interview rooms wearing comfortable shoes. I went back and forth on whether to take legal action. $5,000 is a lot of money, but it's also small claims territory, and chasing someone through court who had already staged a death photo to avoid accountability didn't seem like it would end in a smooth resolution. But Margot encouraged me. She said this isn't about the money anymore. It's about the principle. I said, Margot, it is absolutely still about the money. She said, okay, it's about both. I filed in small claims court. The process was straightforward, but I treated it like a legal operation. I had the Venmo receipt showing the full $5,000 transfer with Dina's name and timestamp. I had the text messages from when Dina agreed to pay me back, including the exact words 3 months and I promise. I had screenshots of every follow-up I'd sent and every one-letter response she'd given. I had the fake death photo. I had the message from the cousin. I had the phone records showing activity between Dina's number and the cousin's number around the time of the death announcement. I had Jerome's written statement about his panic attack. I had Wanda's testimony about calling her mother in tears. I printed all of it out, organized it chronologically, and put it in a folder with labeled tabs like a person who had been wronged and was fully committed to proving it with the energy of an accountant who'd been personally insulted. Dina was served. I know this because Margot heard from a friend of a friend that Dina lost her mind when the papers showed up. She reportedly threw her mail across the room and called me a psychopath. That's right. The woman who pretended to be dead in a staged photograph surrounded by grocery store candles called me a psychopath for filing paperwork. Court day arrived. I showed up 20 minutes early in a blazer I bought specifically for the occasion. Margot wanted to come as moral support. I said absolutely. Tori came too. Jerome came. Wanda came. Yolanda heard about it through the group chat and asked if she could attend. 6 of us showed up to a small claims hearing for $5,000, like it was the trial of the century. We sat in a row behind me like a jury that had already made up its mind. Dina walked in 10 minutes late. She looked like she hadn't slept. She was wearing a wrinkled blouse and had the energy of a woman who had realized approximately 48 hours ago that faking her death had been a strategic miscalculation. She had a man with her. Not a lawyer, just a man. I assumed boyfriend or cousin's husband or someone she'd recruited to look supportive and slightly intimidating. He was neither. He looked confused and kept checking his phone like he wasn't entirely sure why he was there. The judge called our case. I went first. I explained the loan, the agreement, the avoidance, the quitting, the months of silence. Then I got to the part about the fake death. The judge looked up from his notes. He said, excuse me. I said the defendant faked her own death to avoid repaying the loan. I presented the text from the cousin. The photo of Dina lying on a living room floor dressed in white surrounded by candles. The follow-up messages. The judge studied the photo for what felt like a full minute. He looked at Dina, then back at the photo, then at Dina again, presumably confirming that the woman in the death portrait and the woman standing in his courtroom were in fact the same living, breathing person. He said, Ms. Lawson, is this you in the photograph? Dina said yes. He said, and this photo was sent to the plaintiff along with a message stating you had passed away. Dina said it was a misunderstanding. The judge said a misunderstanding. Dina said her cousin sent it without her knowledge. I pulled up the phone records and text logs that showed the cousin's number had been in active contact with Dina's number before and after the fake death message was sent. 37 messages between them in the 2 days surrounding the announcement. The judge said, Ms. Lawson, it appears the communication records don't support that claim. Dina started crying. Not the dramatic kind. The kind where you realize the structure you built entirely out of lies has no load-bearing walls and everything is about to collapse. She said she was going through a hard time. She said she never meant for it to go this far. She said she was embarrassed and overwhelmed and the money just became this thing she couldn't face. The judge asked if she disputed the loan amount. She said no. He asked if she disputed receiving the funds. She said no. He asked if she had any